Morning all. Hope everyone's doing well. Haven't done a non-pipe related video for a good 2 weeks now or so. Just for future reference, kind of March, April or 2 months that are always jam-packed for me, barely any free time at all. This is actually the first pipe I've had in I think 2 weeks. Just been, yeah, over the top of it. But thankfully, hopefully this kind of April, next couple of weeks, slowly wind down and calm down. So I've got that to look forward to. In my pipe today, smoking my LCS bent brandy. This is my second LCS Briars pipe. It smells fantastic, and in it is HU Tillerman. This blend is very enjoyable actually. Typically I'm not a big aromatic fan, or anything that's kind of heavily topped or cased. This blend, it has a kind of a chocolate and nut topping to it, but it's extremely pleasant. What I would say is like, I'd say a good comparison is Samuel Gavin Hogarth. Kind of some of the aromatics, they can be okay, some can be great, some can be bad. It's everyone's own preference. But what I would say is they use fantastic base tobacco. And anyone who's familiar with any HU blends will know that HU make just fantastic blends. I would say they're right there as my favourite blend house now. Before it would have probably been Germain's, only because three of their blends are in my top rotation, that being Rich Dark Flake, Special Latakia Flake, and 1820 Flake. Although some of you may be aware that Latakia has played a small role this year in the last kind of say 6 to 8 months in comparison to normal. It was weird, kind of last summer I was Latakia forward the whole summer, and winter barely touched it, which is strange because typically people associate Latakia with the cooler months and the Virginia Freaks with the hotter months, but I've done an opposite. Although I've got a feeling I'm probably going to stick more to Virginias this year too. But what I will say is, yeah, so Jermaine's used to be my favourite, but I'll be honest, I've tried I think 5 or 6 HU blends now, and they've all been fantastic. Two favourite, HU Sunset and then HU Haymaker, both straight Virginias. One's I think Sunset I would say is more bright, whereas Haymaker's more dark. Haymaker's got more of a punch to it too. That's got a mixture of, I believe, Brazilian, African, and somewhere else, or maybe 2 other locations, Virginias, but I have learnt in the past, and I know that Brazilian leaf is a lot more punchy than, say, American and other European leaves that you can get your hands on. So yeah, I'll be honest, I would compare it to McClelland, not in the taste profile, of course. For those of you who've been fortunate enough to try McClelland blends, you know that I kind of have that ketchup-y kind of punch to it, mainly because a lot of their blends use a lot of red Virginias. I would say they were the red Virginia Kings. I've been fortunate enough to try a good number of their blends, maybe 6 or 7, and they've all been fantastic. But I would say I'm talking about comparing them in the same sense as if HU were to pack up shop and go, they're not the same in the sense that Dan Tobacco and Carlson Klopp make their blends, but if they were to stop making HU blends, it would be a real shame, I think. Because just across the board, I was inspired to have this today. Is it? I can't never remember his tag. Is it? Is it Philly Piper? Is that it? I think so. His name's Mike, and he had this, I believe, yesterday or this morning, and that kind of inspired it. But it's truly a fantastic blend. So yeah, I would say if you can get your hands on any HU blends, I would highly recommend it. If you love high quality blends, I mean quality, I would say they've got the best Virginias on the market. Bold saying, I've not obviously smoked every blend, but I would say I've got to the point now where I've smoked at least one blend from every single manufacturer, that being Sutliff, McBaron, Dan Tobacco, C&D, kind of the people who manufacture the blends. Of course, I haven't smoked every blend, but I've smoked straight Virginias from all those manufacturers, and I would say hands down Dan Tobacco, who makes these blends, or they make I think half or a quarter of the HU blends. They make the best straight Virginias. I just think they're fantastic. So yeah, in that sense, if they were to go, it'd be a real shame. And again, I think it would be a similar concept to where the prices of them on the second-hand market would go through the roof, because they're just, yeah, fantastic blends. Yeah, be a busy week pipe making. That's why I've not been able to do a sit down and chat. I think I got out 3 pipes this week, 2 commissions and 1 available. That went. And you see there, just in the back, about to start work on a large straight billiard. Will be definitely the biggest straight billiard I've ever made. Looks to be kind of a ball of about 2 inches, about 6 inches long, probably going to be 70, 80 grams. Got a nice faux ivory band on it. But yeah, it should be a really nice pipe, hopefully. All being well with the block, which of course anyone who makes pipes, but anyone who buys pipes, especially artisan pipes, will have probably known that some pipe makers are going through a lot of blocks to find good quality blocks. Thankfully, touch wood, I've touched the briar. I've been okay so far. There's a few blocks where I've had to throw away, but across the board, there's all been pretty clean, pretty flaw free, which is good. Because at the end of the day, that's quite a big block. A block like that is kind of, I think that one in particular I know, because it should have some really good cross grain. I remember the size of it, I think it was a 19, 20 pound block. So when you put that into the pricing, if you balls up a block, either through your own fault or there's flaws in it, you've thrown away a lot of money. And it's not uncommon for it, if a commissioner had requested a perfect straight grain pipe, you would never really guarantee it, because of course it's always impossible to find the perfect straight grain. But if that was the case, you could go through 5, 6, 10 blocks to find that perfect block, and even then, once you get into it, there could be huge flaws inside. I remember a good story by Jeff Grasick from J. Allen Pipes, that he said on the Pipes Magazine radio show, he did a block which was apparently the best block he had ever seen. It was amazing, and this was earlier on in his pipe making. Still not early, as in a year old. I think he'd been making pipes for 5 or 6 years, but I think he held on to the block for another 6 or 7 years. And one day he went to make a pipe from it. Amazing block, apparently. Perfect grain. I think he cut into it, massive sandpit, just went the whole way through the block in the bin. So it shows you that it doesn't matter how good a block can look on the outside, it really matters what's on the inside. It's pot luck. Doesn't matter who says what. You could buy a block for £5 or £500, and there's no real guarantee what's on the inside of that block. So yeah, definitely there's a shortage too, I would say. Not a shortage in the sense that there's no briar at all, but it's just harder to get your hands on briar currently. I'm thankful that I've got a decent supply. I've got a good 6 to 8 month stock just now, but I'm constantly buying more just to increase that stock as I go through it more and more. I don't want to get down to where I've only got, say, 10 blocks left. I want to always have at least 20, 30, 40 blocks on hand. But yeah, so go to get started that pipe, and then just sit back and enjoy this. Yeah, really good blend. I should quickly show you the tobacco. Although I think I have talked about this blend before on my channel. See the flakes here, bundled together. Yeah, just really fantastic blends. I would say it is a shame that it's only available in Germany. But again, I think it's weird. But it's weird how you take the US market. There's a lot of Dan tobacco blends, but at the same time, not all of them. I don't know why you couldn't get all the blends. Like there's a blend I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, Saint Bernard Flake, which I might do not a review on, but a video to highlight this blend because this is fantastic. But again, for some reason, even though it's Dan tobacco, you can't get it in the States. So it's only available in Germany. Although it might be available in other parts of Europe, but anyone from the UK knows that we didn't get our hands on any of those blends, which again is unfortunate. That being said, I won't take up any more of your time. Hope you guys have a great